There we go. Now people can see and hear us. So everyone ready to start the show?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we got to go for it.
Sweet. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington here. I've got John Regan with me. Say hey.
Hey.
I've got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
I've got David Fleming. Say hey.
Hey.
And we have this week with us a very special guest. First time on the show. Hopefully not the last time, but we'll see. We tend to run people off. We've got he's from Game Mess, from the last of the Nintendogs, and I'm sure there's other things that I'm not thinking of that he does. We've got Mike Minotti with us. Mike, say hey.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Fantastic, man. Thank you so much for joining us here. Game Mess, Last of the Nintendogs. You do a 90s Disney podcast as well.
Disney. I'm the managing editor at GamesBeat for my day job, and I've been doing a bunch of stuff with Giant Bomb lately, too.
Yeah, good guys.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So it's been a real cool year.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Exactly. Now it's, now the year really kicks into high gear with your appearance on Game That Tune.
I was going to say, obviously, this is the peak of the year.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
I mean, it's pretty cool being managing editor of a video game website, but what's even cooler is being on a video game music podcast on which we listen to video game music and try and guess the games. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We try and guess each other's games based on the songs, a little bit of trivia. We goof off and have a lot of fun, and the winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays their bonus tune. And our winner last week was the illustrious Jesse Moore. And Jesse, you get to tell us the theme for this week's episode.
I chose the theme of space because
Yes,
because there's a lot of it, and I've been in about a sci-fi mood lately, and there's a lot of good sci-fi space games.
Yes,
Good music.
very good. I'm sure that'll be the first of many properly timed hits of the Tim Curry space sound. Yep, every single time.
Oh no!
Yeah, he's on it. Johnny's entering a new era of soundboard competency.
Hey, fuck
there
you.
will be sounds. Thank you. Space games. I don't know if we would call this a frequent theme, but I feel like we come back to this pretty often. It's almost like there's a lot of games that are set in space, guys. There's, like Jesse said, there's a lot of space out there. There's many stories and games that take place in space, and it's just it's a rich, fertile ground for video games and for their music and for our show. So it's good, man. It's good to be blasting back off into space. And I think we just got to jump right into it. Relatively on it. I'm going to look up synonyms for outer space during the first game. Johnny's not ready for those.
The cosmos.
Exactly.
There you go.
Millions and billions and
I was going to say, God, that should have been a theme. Games with Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
How many are there?
Could have brought out our turtlenecks.
Yeah, how many are there? That's a good
Yeah, go ahead, David. Name all of them.
Game 1.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, we got 5 fantastic games. Let's just, like I said, jump right into it. And Johnny, hit game 1.
Game 1.
It's definitely set in space.
It sounds like something that they would play on Carl Sagan's Cosmos, actually.
Definitely at the planetarium.
That's just the THX noise.
Yeah, Mike's interfering right in.
All right, for this bit of trivia, I thought we'd try something different and play a little game. I'm going to give you words that are the opposites of the title of the game. So, like an example, if I was to say in walk, that would be outrun.
Yes.
Okay.
I follow that.
All right. So for this game's title, it is Lunar Gary.
What the heck's the opposite of a Gary?
Right, exactly.
All right. Let's see some guesses.
Here you go.
Okay. So Johnny says Earth Jerry. That's incorrect.
Oh, great. Am I flipped?
You're only flipped on your end. You're fine for us. Yeah.
Oh God. Let's see. John says Solar Billy. That's incorrect. That's close. Mike says Sun Greta. That's also incorrect.
Shit.
And David says Planet Indianapolis, Indiana.
Pretty good.
No, that's close. No, this is okay. The opposite of lunar is solar.
Yeah, got there.
Okay,
That's
so
good.
John got that.
Is the opposite of Gary not Indianapolis? Gary,
No,
Indiana?
it's in Pokemon. Gary's opposite
Solar
is
Ash. Oh.
You gotta
Cute. Nice.
Son of a bitch.
But yeah, I was Ash, But this
Actually
is
makes
Solar
sense.
Ash. It's a pretty weird, cool game. It looks neat, and sorry, I'm really tickled about the Ash Gary thing. So
It was good. It was a good bit.
Yeah.
so it's okay. It's like a mix. If you mixed Shadow of the Colossus with Jet Grind Radio.
Okay, I've never wanted anything more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and-
And it's also in space.
yeah. So basically, you're like this thing called a Void Runner, and you're trying to stop like this black hole from eating your planet, and apparently you're the last one. And so you're like rollerblading along on these like in this like crazy looking planets, and you're grinding off stuff and stabbing things in the eyes. And then you like fight these big monsters. You have to rollerblade up their backs and then do like these speed things. It's really tricky. It's if you have to be good at platformers, like really good at fast ones, to really handle this game. And I end up trying things over a ton because it's like I said, it's really fast and but it's really cool and the concept is neat. Instead of spray painting stuff, you're stabbing things in the eye. It's
Right. I was gonna say. So yeah, you're killing stuff instead of graffiti tagging it, and but
Yeah.
it's all. So are you killing them via rollerblading, or that's just like your means of conveyance, and you're killing them other ways?
That's just your mean of conveyance.
Okay.
You have like a
You're not
sword.
rollerblading anything to death.
No.
It'd be
So
kind of cool.
You're basically rollerblading around while carrying giant swords, because that sounds like a movie I would want to watch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, when you're rolling around, how fast are you going?
Speed of sound.
Almost.
God damn it.
Thank you,
Got
Mike.
there.
You
Rolling
really
around
do.
at the speed of sound. Get
You
places
belong
to go.
here.
Gotta follow my rainbow.
Yeah, that adds up. You know,
Mike
just
gets it, man.
You're right to bring this man on the show.
I told you he was good.
I'm so sorry. I thought we had Mike as a guest on the show. I didn't realize we had the lead singer of Crush 40 on
Here
the
we
show.
go.
Like,
Right, yeah.
what a get.
You're all very lucky, I know.
Yep. Yeah, man. No, I've literally never heard of this game. This seems super cool though.
I heard of it. I regret not playing it. It's looked cool, and yeah, this Cosmos-esque music with all the things that sound like space whales is kind of really catching my eye. Wish I would say I would try it out this year, but that's not happening.
No, there's
Just
too
Yeah,
many
kind of a
games.
busy year for games.
Yeah, someday I'll try this though. I'll get it on a
You got
Steam
3
sale or
months
a
It's
left
on
Humble
Game
bundle.
Pass.
year. You got
Game
time.
Pass? It's on
Yeah.
Game Pass. Oh, okay.
See, Game Pass does make many things enticing.
Yep.
It's like, try it for an hour. There, you could say you tried it. But yeah, so the music, like it's really cool. It just, is there more action music in the game, or is it all set to like the kind of, like
It's-
weird atonal space music?
It's mostly like ambient space sounds,
Cool.
But I really wanted to talk about the game because I thought it was pretty neat. I think it came out like 2 years ago or something.
Yeah, 2021. I was looking it up on Steam,
Yeah.
so that's right.
So it's worth a look at least. It's on Game Pass. So what could go wrong?
Nothing could go wrong with Game Pass. We all know that.
When are
That's
we
all I
finally
have to
getting
say
that
about
goddamn sponsorship?
Yeah, they just, it's crazy, man. They leaked all those emails, and nowhere in there did they say, guys, we need to sponsor Game That Tune. It was all about buying Nintendo. They weren't like, you know what, we really need to hook up Game That Tune with that sponsorship because they promote us on every single episode. I'm a little disappointed. Phil Spencer, he doesn't seem to have us on his radar at all.
I was going to say, for as much as we mention him, and for the record, we mention him a lot.
Mhm.
Like, when I say him, obviously I mean Game Pass and not
Yeah,
specifically Phil
He
Spencer.
who is
No.
named Game Pass.
Uncle Phil.
Mr. Game Pass. Anyway.
But no, Jesse, this
One-
looks like a pretty dope game.
It's pretty cool. It's definitely feels like those two games at points. Like, Like when you're skating along, you're definitely feeling like the only difference is there's no like, space DJ or anything, or
Sure.
there are some like creatures that you can kill along with the big bosses. And you also have like a grappling hook thingy, so you can like grab onto things and sling over to them and stuff. I guess it's more like a hook shot than a grappling hook.
I
but-
interchange those all the time now.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the same thing as far as I'm
Pretty much.
concerned. In fact,
Right.
it really messed me up when Wind Waker had a grappling
Yeah.
hook instead of a hook shot. I was like, wait, what? That's different? Oh yeah.
I think it's only a grappling hook when it comes from the grappling region of France specifically. Otherwise,
right.
it's just a hook shot, sparkling hook shot.
Sparkling hook shot.
Honestly, this sounds like a game that Jack Kirby would have made. Like, you're on roller skates and you're slaying gods and you've
Yeah.
got a grappling hook in space. Like, yeah,
Right.
that sounds like a comic straight out of the 1960s.
That or Andrew Lloyd Webber. I get some Starlight Express vibes here.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Not
True.
really. I just wanted to bring up Starlight Express.
Of
Sorry
course.
for lying.
I thought you just wanted to bring up Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh, I thought always, of course.
Yeah, we're men of culture around here. We reference Andrew Lloyd Webber nearly as much as we reference
Right.
Game Pass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he comes up a lot. Jesse, great fucking game. Is there anything else on it, or should we?
We should
Should
move
we
along.
Yeah, we should move along.
Punch
Pop
it,
on,
Chewy.
pop our skates on, and let's roll.
Game 2.
Right. So players are in control of a team of 4 characters out of a potential 20. This game features permanent death. So if you lose a character, there are 20 possible dialogue situations when a character dies. If anybody needs an additional hint, this game was selected by me, which I realize is not a hint for Mike.
That's okay.
So, who's got some answers written down?
Pretty sure I nailed it.
All right, I got to guess. I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I got a pretty good guess.
All right, so Mike says XCOM, sadly incorrect. John says Left 4 Dead Space, sadly incorrect.
It's a good one, though.
Jesse says Space 64, sadly incorrect. And John Regan says Space, sadly incorrect.
Man. That sounded so Metroid-y at first, too.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely
it's
got the space
interesting that
dread
you say
vibe.
that, Mike. It's interesting you say that, John. This is Aliens Infestation. This was a DS game made by WayForward.
Oh my
Hence
gosh.
the I chose this game because I'm a huge fan of handheld systems as well as WayForward.
There's the David. Yeah.
Yeah, it's based on the Aliens franchise. It's a Aliens Metroidvania game where you can control a troop of space marines. You can alternate between 4 different characters. You're exploring a derelict space station that's been taken over by xenomorphs. You're fighting Wayland Yutani robots as well as xenomorphs and xenomorphs inhabiting other creatures. You're trying to rescue a bunch of other space marines. And yeah, this game's really fun and really good.
I had no idea it existed. I can't imagine a Aliens game working well on the DS, but I mean, maybe WayForward could get it to happen. I don't know.
See, it's interesting that you say that because this game was released in September of 2011, so
Never forget.
way past the DS end. Like the 3DS had been out for 7 or 8 months, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And also, it came out around the same time of Aliens Colonial Marines,
Yeah.
which was terrible.
So goodwill towards the Alien franchise was never higher.
So everyone's like, oh yeah, fucking forget that portable game. But surprisingly, it's a really good game.
So
I will
you
say...
play as sorry, go for it, David.
I was going to say, I will say for a Metroidvania, it's a bit on the linear side, but so is Metroid Fusion, and I love Metroid Fusion, so
Word.
I have no problems with that.
So the squad is...
You go ahead, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just want to know if the squad of Space Marines you play is the same one that's in the movie Aliens.
So, no.
Because if there's a game where you get to play as fucking, Hicks and Apone and... all the rest that I can't think of off the top of my head. I'm all the way in. Like I fucking, God.
They said there was 20 of them, so it's got to be a bunch of people. And it might be a lot of OCs in this.
Right.
Who's your alien OC?
Yeah, right, you ever try searching Google for your name, the alien, and see what happens?
Well, your name is Space Marine.
Yeah.
And this looks so my thing. I think I would love this.
It's a surprisingly good game. Like you would look at an Alien spin-off DS title released after the 3DS launch is like, oh, this is shovelware. But no, it's actually really good. I don't think that you do play as the Aliens characters. If I remember correctly, I think this game takes place in between Aliens and Aliens 3, because you definitely do explore one of the derelict spaceships that's mentioned in the Aliens movie. So it's kind of a continuation of the story, but not really, because nobody ever mentions it in the movies.
Right. It'd be pretty bold to set it in either of the movies, because if you set it in Aliens, you're setting the bar too high because that movie rules. And, that there would be people expecting it to be an Aliens game. If you set it in Aliens 3, then the bar would be just so low and people would just be so filled with dread by the idea of having to play it that nobody would ever play it. Like
that was like the one other decent 2D Alien game that I can remember was there was an Alien 3 game on Genesis, I think, that is kind of Metroidvania-y also, and it's
right,
run and gun-ish.
Almost nothing to do with the movie because the movie was just, space prison,
Nice.
like dog alien hell, fucking David Fincher craziness. Like it's just an unpleasant movie. The game's pretty fun. So yeah, setting it in like Alien 3 would have been dreadful, and Aliens would have been too cool. So yeah,
would have been Alien Resurrection. Those cowards.
Oh man, they should have gone for it. They Way Forward should have called Joss Whedon and been like, "Hey, write us an Aliens game. We're bringing back Winona Ryder's character. We're making a whole game. It's it's going to be a whole big thing. We're going to resurrect the resurrection." That would have been pretty fucking great. I guess I'm the Aliens guy around here. Nobody, I'm getting blank stares from Johnny.
I've never actually seen that movie. I just wanted to say it. Sorry. I know that she shoots a basketball at one point.
It's not good.
I've seen Alien, I've seen Aliens, and then nothing beyond that because everything beyond that is terrible.
You're wise. Wise beyond your years.
That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really fun like action platformer. You're exploring areas. You get to gun down aliens.
Do you get cool ass guns, or is it just like Space Marine kind of, concussion bullets and stuff like that?
So you do get different weapons and you get to upgrade them.
Good.
You don't get to upgrade them. Apparently there was a lot of cut content that had like more weapon upgrades. So unfortunately you don't get to go crazy with them. You do, however, get a flamethrower, and it is a Metroidvania. So you get to areas that are like covered in alien goo, and then you get the flamethrower and can burn through those barriers. So the flamethrower is basically your super missile.
Burn that goo.
Hell yeah. Coming soon from Game That Tune, the new spin-off show, Burn That Goo.
And I mean, it's a way forward game. So the pixel art is amazing. The music is really good. I checked. I couldn't verify. I don't know if it's a Jake Kaufman soundtrack. It's way forward. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, it's just an all-around solid little spin-off game from the Aliens franchise.
Yeah, I kind of dig it, man. Now, is there that moment of oh shit dread that they have in the Aliens movie where they realize they're surrounded by aliens in like a dangerous environment and can't use the right kind of weapons, and like you guys just start getting fucking killed left and right? Like you said, there's permadeath. Are there parts in the game where like your characters just become completely fucked and have to die and be replaced by other Marines? I'm just wondering, like, can you get through this game unscathed? I feel like you shouldn't be able to.
I mean, if you're good enough, you can get through it unscathed, but I don't think that there's a section that's just like, oh, you picked your 4 favorite characters to go into this mission. You're fucked.
Exactly. They should have that. They should have like, everything's going great, and then the floor fucking blows up and aliens come out and pull you down. Game over, man. That's it. Like,
God,
it just happens.
I would honestly love that. I love when games just totally fuck you like that. Like,
yeah. They could have told a real rich and upsetting story. It's fine. I guess they didn't. But now the final question, I guess I kind of said it, is does the phrase "Game Over, Man" appear in the game at any point?
I'll
the
be
game
honest,
over screen, right?
It must be.
It's gotta be.
The game.
I
The
bet it's
game
not.
came out 12 years ago. It's been a hot second. I don't know for sure.
Bill Paxton was
I
still
don't
alive.
remember when I played this.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
You could have recorded
Power King.
Bill Paxton could have recorded some fresh dialogue for this. Fresh Game Over, Man.
Oh, because recorded dialogue on the DS speakers sounded that is peak dialogue.
That's where you get objection.
Yeah, see?
I'm saying
Thank you.
I don't know for sure.
Wait a minute. Did Johnny have objection on the soundboard this whole time?
Yeah, I've had it for some time. Yeah.
God, man,
Waiting.
the depths of these soundboards, man.
We
just-
agree
you
with
never
each other
see-
too much. We rarely object like that. So
That's
I was
true.
gonna
There's
say,
so
we never
little
object
objection.
to one another.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, David, cool pick, man. I truly did not know this existed, but like if I had back in my DS playing days, I would have considered this because I'm a fan of these movies. The first two, like everybody else, and then after that, it's real diminishing. But I don't know. That's a cool ass fucking idea they did. Good for them. Good for you for knowing about it.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Cool. I say we keep it going then.
Right.
Game 3.
All right, this is mine. So your clue is going to be that last song is actually the song that plays during this game's card mini game. That's right, this game has a card mini game. righty, friendos. Let me see those guesses.
I don't have guesses. I have answers.
Oh, Sonic Simple John. No. Afraid Crash Bandicoot in space. No. Jesse with KOTOR. Hey, and look at that. We got another KOTOR. That is right, everybody. This is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Hey, that's right. That first song, it's funny. Chat was saying that they got Goron vibes, space Goron vibes. That's actually the song that they played in Kashyyyk, I believe. So, yeah, Wookiees, basically space Gorons. The second is the Pazak theme for the card game. And then the last one there is the main title theme. But, yeah, I don't know if everyone here has played KOTOR or not or has any opinions about it.
I'm sorry. I'm very confused because Jesse and John wrote down KOTOR, and you said the answer was Knights of the Old Republic. So, like, which is the correct game?
If you
I
know,
forgot to
you
put the
know.
little periods in there.
That's one of the all-time great acronyms, right? It's just so nice to say KOTOR.
It sounds like a Star Wars character's name too.
It does, actually.
It
There should
really
be
does.
a Star Wars character.
Is
named
there not a
KOTOR.
Kyle Kator?
Kyle KOTOR?
Is that not a character?
No. Kyle is too normal. It would be like Kana KOTOR.
Right. Yeah, of course. But no, Jesse's our KOTOR guy around here. I never had the original Xbox. I was thinking about getting this. I think they remastered it for the Switch.
It's on a lot, basically everything modern now. So I
Okay.
played the Xbox version. It's classic. I played the Switch version. I just started it up for funsies, then ended up playing through the whole thing again. I
course.
still really like KOTOR a lot. It's probably my favorite Star Wars game. I think it's my favorite Star Wars story aside from the original trilogy stuff. There's a lot of great characters. It's a really fun RPG. Get to go to a bunch of cool places. And, even though it's Star Wars, like it kind of stands on its own in some ways, like even the music there, right? You wouldn't necessarily immediately know it's Star Wars. They don't have to blast you with a bunch of old themes. It's able to have its own identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, like based on that first song alone, I was getting like jungle witch doctor vibes, which is why I went with Crash Bandicoot in space. Yeah, like that did not sound like Star Wars music to me.
I just like that you can go and spend time on the Wookiee planet. That's one of my lifelong dreams.
Yeah, do you
So-
get to celebrate like Love Day while you're in the Wookiee planet? Is that
A Life Day, you mean?
Life Day?
right?
God damn it!
Wow,
Oh,
Love Day. What a
I-
fake Star Wars fan.
Man, God.
Hey, fuck you.
Tried to reference the holiday special and failed. Yeah, we found the poser here. Jeez, John.
How can you fail referencing the holiday special?
Of all
Oh.
things,
Damn.
I mean, he swung for the fences. There's,
Man, it's
you know,
funny
there's
because like this is before episode 3. So like going to Kashyyyk was still, or Kashyyyk, however they say it, was still pretty unusual, rare thing at this time. It was pretty neat that we got to see that planet. Now we see it
Yeah.
in a million things all the time, whatever. But that was a bit of a fun treat then.
But and so also this was Old Republic Kashyyyk, so like Chewbacca probably wasn't hanging around.
He
I
probably
don't know
wasn't. It was thousands
I
of
don't
years.
know how old Wookiees get, but
No,
Yeah.
but you have Zalar, Zandalar, whatever your Wookiee name is. He's basically a Chewbacca.
I mean, Mike, you are a guest on our show, so I don't want to say anything negative towards you, but
Well.
are you saying that all Wookiees look alike?
Oh God! Wow. Pass. No comment. Zalbar, thank you, Firehair. Yeah, Zalbar with his friend Mission. So like Mission and Zalbar are best friends, but Zalbar can have a life debt with you, and if you're like do the dark side path at the end, you can make Zalbar kill Mission. It's pretty messed up.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
What a good game. Just oof. I can never bring myself to do the dark side path though. Even though I played it multiple times, I always had to be the superhero Jedi. It just the story just works better for me that way.
it just doesn't feel right to be evil in games. Even the
Oh.
games that give you that option. I don't know. Like I feel like this one is, from what Jesse's told me, one of the ones that actually rewards you playing the evil path, and it's still like, no, I'm just gonna be good. Like,
Yeah, it's just
I
too
don't
much.
know.
It's the Star Wars. I want to be the good guy. Plus the story, like no spoilers for this ancient video game. The story kind of feels better, works better for me if you do the Jedi path in it. But yeah, the it's a game that definitely rewards you for picking one and going to the extreme because at the end you get these ultimate robes if you go full Jedi or full Sith. So
Okay,
that's
that's
really
dope.
cool, and equipping those for that kind of final stretch and that final boss fight. is a good time. But yeah, just an absolute all-time classic.
Damn, yeah. I'll make a note of that. I'm trying to unlock the ultimate robe here.
Gotta.
Yeah. You got to play it. You got to play it to get the ultimate robe. That's just, that should be a rule of life.
I mean, I do kind of appreciate a game that like discourages you from going the centrist path.
Yeah,
Like,
screw
no,
centrist.
pick one.
Yeah.
As soon as we get off the show tonight, I am 100% buying this game and immediately starting like a Sith save. Like,
Wow.
I'm all in.
Go for it, Johnny.
Let's do it.
It's got to be. It gets the stamp of approval from Jesse and Mike,
There you go.
and it's widely regarded as like probably the best Star Wars video game there is.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
its reputation is firmly cemented.
You know,
at this point.
and it's BioWare back when they were like at the top of the game, and it's kind of it predates Mass Effect, so you
Right.
definitely it feels more old school PC RPG, and I think in a way that will appeal to a lot of people in a post Baldur's Gate 3 world, right? Like you can kind of like feel the dice rolls and stuff like that, right? There's a lot of things you're just gonna miss. I think there's also a game that is fun to actually just kind of Google and see what optimal builds are, unless you don't want to, if you want to try to brute force it yourself. But the last time I had fun, like just saying like, hey, what exactly should I be putting my points into? What makes me as strong as possible? I thought that was fun.
Right. I appreciate an old game that you kind of want to discover, but at the same time, sometimes you really do just want to follow the guide.
Got to min-max.
Yep, got to go for it.
Well, and that's one of those things where it's like, I know a lot of people crap on like, oh, don't Google like your best build and everything's like, but at the same time, that was the kind of stuff we were learning on the playground. Like people coming up, it's like, oh, you definitely want to max out this stat instead of this one. Like it's the same thing.
Right. But I never remembered to make the notes on the playground and actually take them home and apply them to things. Everything that I learned about video games from talking to people at school, I forgot as soon as I got home. So there was that problem.
You fucked up, man. You always I always had my Newton on me, so I could always jot notes real quick when that kind of thing came up. And that's
Eat up, Martha.
Yeah. Need up KOTOR. What the fuck does that mean? Huh. Well, I guess I'll just try it. But yeah, awesome game. Classic soundtrack. All around just classic game kind of game.
Yeah,
that
I had fun picking some songs that like no one would think that this is a Star Wars song, like the freaking like smooth jazz. I won't say what Star Wars calls jazz because it's disgusting, but the smooth jazz vibes of that card cable game, and love it.
It's been established on the show. We all know.
Oh, so you know about jizz?
We know how to wail on this show.
All right, you know about jizz then. Good.
Oh God.
We are well versed in jizz wailing.
Truly one of the most baffling of all of George Lucas's choices.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, and of which there are many. You can choose from so many choices, and jizz wailing is towards the top of the list.
Hold on, guys. I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, did Johnny never pay attention before now?
What the fuck is jizz wailing? I have never heard this term in my life. I'm laughing, but I'm not joking. Like, what is jizz wailing?
The Cantina band in Star Wars. It's not Max Rebo because that's Jabba's band. I can't think of the name of it. However, the style of music that they use is officially called jizz, and they're called jizz wailers.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Oh my God.
It's just beautiful.
Game 4.
Yeah, there you go. sorry. Before I do my trivia, I just want to make sure. Jesse, are you back? Because you were quiet that whole last segment, and I realized there was technical difficulties occurring.
Yeah, I was muted and didn't realize I was muted.
God,
And,
I'm so sorry.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we're talking about Star Wars, and they won't let me talk. And
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And then I'm like,
crazy.
oh, wait.
I seriously thought you were just being super deferential to the guest and not saying anything. I didn't notice your mouth moving at all. I feel
it's
fucking terrible.
No, it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Jesse. So let's do some trivia for this one. This game's North American arcade version added opening text that establishes the game taking place inside of a giant alien life form that has been infected with bacteria. All right, guys. I'm sure everybody's feeling fantastic after those tunes. So let's see how you guys are feeling about this game. Let's see. Mike's holding his up. I've got it maximized. Mike says Life Force parentheses Salamander. And Jesse says Life Force. Johnny says the last 5 minutes of War of the Worlds. And David says Cosmo Gang 2. We got two correct answers. It is, of course, Life Force.
Nice. Got one. I can feel good about this.
Exactly. That's all it takes, baby. You know, a correct answer on Game That Tune is it feels good, man.
I'm so relieved I was just on some weird shmup kick lately, or else I would have no idea, except for all these shmup videos I've been watching. Even the very beginning, that first one was like, okay, it's clearly NES, and it kind of sounds like a shmup. And then as soon as you said inside the aliens, like, there we go. There we go.
I was a little disappointed to learn that it takes place inside a giant alien. It's an awesome detail, don't get me wrong, but I thought this was a more wide open space game. And then it's like, actually, it takes place inside of a giant thing. I'm like, well, that explains like the closing caves and walls and stuff, but it still doesn't feel right.
Very organic.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird one. But yeah, so it's Life Force, and you were right. Parentheses Salamander. I think both names are cool. Apparently in Europe they called it Life Force Salamander. That just seems to confuse the issue. Because you're not playing as a salamander. I don't think you're killing any salamanders. It's a space shoot 'em up game, and I guess there are like giant dragons at some point. Maybe you could call that a salamander.
Isn't there one in like the box art for this game's cool? This is back when all of Konami's NES box art ruled. There's something that looked like a space salamander in it, if I recall.
I mean, that's the thing. It could be a space dragon, it could be a space salamander. But I mean, can things be amphibious in space?
Oh, sure. Anything can happen in space if you really believe.
Why not? Yeah,
space.
I mean, space is basically like a vacuum that you swim through. Like, there's a long-standing tradition in science fiction of having like space whales that swim from planet to planet that you use as transportation.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we had that in the Disney hit Treasure Planet. We had some space whales.
He's right.
Yes. Oh God, Treasure Planet.
Good stuff.
I guess if you want to go off on Treasure Planet, go for it, David. I don't know.
It was a bad mistake to put Mike and I on the same show.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's getting its due now. People respect Treasure Planet now. It makes me happy.
Turns out this guy fits in on our show in a number of ways. He's got a Disney thing. He's got video games. You know, he's got jizz.
Haven't brought up wrestling yet.
Yeah.
We're missing Grand Slam right now, but that's okay. I'll watch that later.
Yeah, no, you know, I had to just not watch Grand Slam to start the night because I was having computer problems, and I'm determined to not see any spoilers for it. So yeah, I'll just have to stay up really fucking late and watch that.
Now, Life Force is basically it's a Gradius spinoff, right? I don't know how you guys say Gradius/Gradius, by the way, but it's very similar gameplay with the options and like that meter on the bottom with the different power ups.
Right. I don't think this one has the options. It's more like you get capsules from whatever you blow up and they just combine and make your weapon upgrade. You can get the little upgrade that has the ships that follow behind you and do your like same movement pattern, which I love. I think that's awesome, and more things should do that. Because like you could be moving around and have two little things following you around, so you can have like a triple shot and fan it out to
But is that not what the options are? I thought those were the options.
Oh, I think maybe they're called options.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Which I don't know why they're called that, but I like that, the option.
Right. I thought you were saying like you could select different weapons.
Oh no! Literally the options as a noun. Right. I don't know. I don't know why they're called that, but those little fuckers.
But yeah, I love games with like a clone of your character that moves in the same path and just kind of changes how you can strategize. Like I said, you can like fan out the gun, or you can, move forward or back so it's in a straight line and like concentrate triple fire on one thing. I think that's really awesome. I feel like more games should have, I don't know, clone characters that do exactly what you're doing.
Like this and Ninja Gaiden 2 kind of have a monopoly on that.
Yes, that, and I was thinking Super Mario 3D World with the double cherries.
Yeah, that's good. Also,
fun levels.
I love the cherries.
Yeah, more clones, please. But yeah, and the game's just it's all around cool. You got side scrolling levels, you got vertical scrolling levels. Hold on, I got a cat fucking with something right off camera.
Wow, cats! Can you believe it?
Oh man!
Go away!
Oh Jesus Christ, John! He always has to slam something.
You gotta be firm with those kitties.
My kid left paintbrushes on the table.
I mean, that's fair. As John steps away, I do want to very briefly interject to say that I wasn't sure if I was actually going to interject. For a brief second, I thought we were talking about Life Force, the 1985 science fiction horror film.
Oh.
No, never. God, no.
They're very similar.
Whoa.
David, you're breaking up
You're
real bad
lagging.
here.
This is what you get for bringing up Life Force.
All right, we'll wait this out a second here until he gets caught up.
Coming very soon. If I.
Oh God!
Oh no!
No! Oh God!
Wow!
It's gonna think we really hate that movie, Life Force. Now they kicked me out.
It's also really funny. It's gonna, his recording will sound normal in the podcast version. This is just gonna, not make any sense. I love it. Jeez,
Incredible. Man, we have Gradius on the NES NSO, but we do not have Life Force. I think it'd be fun. There aren't that many good shmups on the NES. I think we usually associate that more with Genesis, TurboGrafx 16, but there are a few.
Right? Yeah.
Life Force is one of them.
Because I think that the next generation of systems they could add.
There's a few on NES, and I remember Life Force being good. Am I back?
You're back.
Yes.
You're back. There might be delay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, let me try refreshing.
Okay.
Oh boy.
SNES and Genesis had more of a speed factor. Life Force / Salamander on NES kind of moves a little bit slow for my taste.
Well, yeah,
just getting that in before David comes back.
Was Gradius 3 on SNES the one that had the infamous slowdown, like real bad SNES slowdown? A lot of SNES games had slowdown, but I remember there's like some launch era shmup for the SNES that just was brutal with that kind of thing.
I think the SNES one just tried to do too many things on screen at once and had some serious slowdown. All right, now I'm going to acknowledge David, and I want him to react as soon as I finish saying this sentence. Now,
speaking of trying to do too many things at once, this is what happens when I'm trying to pull up the Twitch stream as well as record.
Ah.
Can't
Yeah.
do that.
We all need new laptops. Patreon.com/game that tune. Jesus. But yeah,
So
it's
anyhow, Toby
it's a
Hooper's Life Force movie.
yeah, we're not going back there,
No.
David. That almost killed the show the first time.
Oh
Jeez.
gosh.
God damn it. Okay.
Salamander, Life Force, whatever you want to call it, fun game. I was surprised to learn that it takes place inside a giant creature because I was going to say, this game at one point you're flying through like a giant solar flare area and then you fight a space dragon, and there should be more games in which you fly through the sun and then fight a giant dragon in space. It's rad as shit.
I think I should have gotten 2 points since I knew both names, but that's okay.
I mean, we'll see about that. That might factor into the final result depending on this next game here.
Yeah, show's not over yet.
Johnny is the king of the show. You can make an official appeal.
Okay,
Right.
well, can I consider this an official appeal?
Yeah. Salamander appeal received. Shout out to the composers, of course, the Konami Kukeha Club. Excellent group of musicians that they are. I'm not going to name all of them. They know who they are. They all listen.
They're all
Yeah.
Big fans of the show.
Yeah, we're big with the 50 to 60-year-old Japanese composer crowd. Yeah, Life Force, cool game. Shmups on the NES. There should have been more of them, but this one, it's a good one. So hell yeah, Johnny, let's keep going.
Game 5.
Alright guys, a little hint for this game is this was one of the 6 original launch titles for the Sega Genesis in the United States.
Shit.
I picked some shorter songs for this one. Keep everyone on their toes.
Space Toes.
Oh, space.
No.
God damn
Well,
it,
where it
Johnny.
went.
Let's see some answers here. All right. So let's see. David has written Sonic the Hedgehog in space, which is incorrect. Mike wrote Thunder Force 2, sadly incorrect. Jesse wrote Starfield, sadly incorrect. John wrote the correct answer of Space
Dang
Harrier
it.
2.
Oh, it's close.
And something
Very
I didn't
cool.
really think about too much until right before the show started was if this game actually takes place in space or not. It might not.
It has
Oh.
space in the name. It's fine.
Yeah, I may have fucked up.
No, I think I would absolutely have thought of it as a space game. You're fine.
Where do Space Harrier games take place if not in space?
A bunch of different planets. A fantasy zone. The fantasy
Yeah,
zone
the
must be in
fantasy
space.
zone.
Oh,
Welcome to the
right.
fantasy
They are in
zone.
the Welcome to the Fantasy Zone. What was I thinking?
No, see, I feel like games that take place in the Fantasy Zone are in the, God, what's it called? Fantasy Zone series.
You might be
Well,
right.
You know, it's like the Negative Zone, and that's in space.
Is it though?
I think it's
That's
somewhere
where the
out there.
Fantastic Four found it, so I don't know where to tell you, David.
I was just asking you a question.
I'm so mad. I got the other like early Genesis space shooty game instead of Space Harrier 2. I was right there. I was so
Right.
close.
You were
The,
so
the
close.
key in this case is that Thunder Force music rules, and the Space
now.
Harrier music is fine.
Okay, fair.
It's you know,
think I was
it is
just
not
like-
as raucous as it
I
could
was so
be.
like, this is also shmup music for sure, and kind of more rail
Yeah.
shooter. I don't know what you call Space Harrier 2. I guess it's kind of a shoot 'em up still,
Yeah,
but not a
So-
side-scrolling one.
Johnny, am I seeing this right? Is your character named Space Harrier?
Yeah,
Is that-
yeah. And the final boss that you fight is called the Dark Harrier, which is like the dark version of Space Harrier.
Okay, well, I
Oh.
mean that tracks.
The lore.
I thought the main character in Space Harrier was the unknown soldier.
No,
Based
I think,
upon, I think
that's
it
just
was
a famous grave. I don't know. If
Yeah, I was
that's
gonna
the
say. I think
character.
that's
No,
just a tomb that you're aware of.
No, yes, obviously that's the Tomb of the
The,
Unknown
the
Soldier. in
shmup
DC,
of the
but
unknown soldier.
I feel like in Project Cross Zone, like the Space Harrier protagonist was just like the unknown soldier, or maybe I'm making up lore here on the spot.
Wikipedia does not have a plot section for Space Harrier, unfortunately.
I'm deeply upset by this.
So I can't help.
How are we supposed to get a prestige television show based on Space Harrier?
Right?
Um,
That fucking one-eyed woolly mammoth. Come on, people
Yeah.
love that.
Vin Diesel can play him.
Salute me
Genius.
familia.
yeah, all he has to say is Opa Opa.
Opa,
Hmm.
No, Opa is fantasy zone. I'm
Yeah,
so
which is in
confused in
Space
this
Harrier.
fucking segment.
God, come on, David. It can't be
Welcome to
this
the
easy to
fantasy
confuse
zone.
you.
Come with me to hell.
Yeah.
Why does Vin Diesel want me to go to hell?
I love Vin Diesel in Soul Calibur, man. He plays a hell of a Cervantes.
Okay,
Yeah,
real talk, Vin Diesel would be an amazing Astaroth.
I
I
guess.
feel so bad for Astaroth. That beating heart wound looks so painful. Get
Right.
some
Yeah.
cream on it or something.
Yeah, at least cover it up. I don't know.
Yeah,
Band-Aid.
wear a shirt.
Yeah.
Like, I know where I'm aiming if I'm fighting Astaroth, right?
Got a
At
big
the
hammer
very
and
least wear
a
a
planet
tank
right there in
top.
the heart. So Space Harrier, I mean, it looks like there's a floor everywhere you go. There's like a tile floor that you're flying over, like a parquet floor, Johnny.
And you can run on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is space, man.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, you got to get the space to get there. That's fine.
That's
I mean,
true.
you know.
It's clearly not on Earth.
I mean, look, if you want to say that's not space and as punishment, the guest should get an extra point. That's fine. But I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
You know,
Um,
Mike's got us there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, are we at the point where we could argue that going to another dimension is like traveling through space? Like, we don't know what's
I
on the
mean,
other end of space. There could be the fantasy zone.
Interdimensional space.
Right.
See, I don't know because, like, if you think about it, dimensions, the first, second, third dimension occupies space. The fourth dimension is time. So if you're
Yes.
going into a fifth dimension, you're not necessarily going into new space.
That's the jizz dimension.
I was gonna say the Twilight Zone, but again,
Sorry.
you fit into the show so well
I
that
think
the
we-
jizz dimension.
I think we just found this episode's title.
I popped
Oh, yeah.
myself there.
Yeah. No, that definitely secures you the extra bonus point.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you,
sending
Jizz
us
Dimension. Thank you,
the third
Jizz.
dimension.
Everyone.
Honestly,
props
yeah.
to
Thank you,
Jizz.
Jizz.
Press J to thank the jizz.
Yeah, Jay's in chat for Jizz.
Okay,
Welcome to the fantasy
now we
Jizz.
found the episode title.
All right, yeah. So I'm going to throw Mike an extra half point for knowing Salamander and an extra full point for the Jizz Dimension. So
Wow. Hey,
yeah,
look at that.
good on him.
So,
Man,
yeah,
Johnny,
Space
yeah.
Harrier.
Yeah, I'm going to argue based on the quality of this discussion that you have not fucked up at all. You got us there, man. You took us to the fantasy zone. It was full of jizz.
That's
Yeah.
my fantasy zone.
Johnny, you're the Sega guy around here. Did you ever actually play Space Harrier 2, or is all your experience with the original?
The original in the arcade. Yeah, I never really played it on the Genesis because, like, I
Because
saw
why the fuck would you?
yeah, I saw it on the Genesis, and I was like, well, I could play this, or I could just go to my skating rink and like play the much better original. Like,
or you
It's,
could play Sonic
it's
the Hedgehog.
yeah,
It's rough. Space Harrier 2 on Genesis, because there's no actual sprite scaling, which is sort of the whole point of Space Harrier. So it's kind of
real
weird to
shooters.
play. I believe on one of the mini consoles they actually sort of improved Space Harrier 2 a bit to make it run a bit better. And there's some results there, but it's nothing amazing. You're better off playing that 32X version of the original Space Harrier. Now that slaps.
Well, you don't say that often about the 32X.
Yeah, no, there's some stuff. Hey, that port of the Star Wars arcade game. There's some good
Yeah.
stuff there. That Kalibi, the game where you're whatever that's called, where you're the freaking hummingbird. Yeah,
That's neat.
I really want to
So-
try
so
out
here,
the Sega
please.
the Sega Master System Space Harrier had the 3D glasses.
yes.
I want to try that so bad and see
Ooh,
how
a bunch
that
of 3D
compares.
games on the Master.
What
System.
happens if you lose them? Like, what,
I think you
How do
just
you-
play the
I
game.
believe you're.
Yeah,
from-
exactly. Yeah, sorry, you're done. Man, what a dangerous game that is to play with. I don't know, like 80s children. Send them a fucking video game with 3D glasses inside. Yeah, they're bound to get torn up. So, man,
God, a Master System game with includable 3D glasses.
Oh, there's a bunch
sounds
of those.
like the most Sega move ever.
Remember, like in movies in the 80s and 90s, there was like a group of people and they were cool guys or tough guys. One of them would always be wearing a pair of 3D glasses for no
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah,
and they'd be
I was-
called like 3D or something.
Oh, Back to the
I always
Future.
thought that was really cool.
Back
Yeah,
to the Future had one of those guys, absolutely. I kind of loved it.
I always tried to do that, like with more modern 3D glasses, but they don't look as cool, and they kind of hurt your eyes if you walk around wearing them for too long. Like,
Yeah, Sam Eagle told me that would happen. I would hurt myself if I wore my 3D glasses outside of the Muppet Vision 3D theater.
God,
I took
yeah,
that to heart.
Good old Sam.
man, yeah.
What
It
class
was.
act.
They didn't really enhance like Star Tours, keeping those keeping the
No.
glasses on. So, yeah, he was right to tell you that.
Well, you didn't need them for Star Tours. You needed them for Muppet 4D.
But
And it was
Star-
Muppet 4D, the Rock and Roller Coaster, and the Tower of Terror. That's the reason you go to MGM Studios.
Yeah, well, they changed Star Tours and made it a 3D thing, so it's much more nauseating these days.
Oh, fantastic!
Oh, really? That's unfortunate.
I haven't been to MGM in
Well,
26
I
years
bet-
or so.
As a bad news, it's not even called MGM.
Yeah.
anymore.
Right, I was gonna say, I think they don't partner with each other anymore,
No,
do they?
it's Disney Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
It's MGM.
I
mean, do they,
MGM to me, damn it.
They still have a cardboard cutout of Jessica Rabbit that I can put my arm around. That's really that's the photo op everybody goes to that park for.
Yeah, I think that's long gone too.
Yeah,
Although,
I was there
I-
recently, and I don't think that was there.
Why
There's
were you
some
there?
Roger Rabbit references still. You can still see Eddie Valiant's office on the second floor of a building, and it has Roger Rabbit's like cut out of the blinders.
Oh, in
That's
the blinds. Yeah.
I think there's a
Cool.
Maroon Studios billboard still too that you can see somewhere.
I
Good.
will say, my wife and I honeymooned at Disney World and went to all the parks. And one of the greatest thrills I had, because one of her favorite films is The Wizard of Oz, and I got to take her on the Great Movie Ride like
Oh.
just before it closed, and seeing her face was a highlight of my life.
That,
There's
that's a
an
great
alien
part.
in that ride.
that scared me so much as a child. For a long time, that was my only exposure to the Alien franchise. Was that seeing that ride and the Wicked Witch in that section of the Wizard of Oz section there? That was the most
Yeah.
advanced animatronic Disney had when that debuted, and for some time, it was a really, really good figure.
That's a good ride.
Man, I really got to get back to Disney World at some point.
Oh, if you
Kinda
do, let
fun.
me know. I got tips. I've got suggestions. I'm one of the dreaded Disney adults.
All right, I was gonna say if you got tips to save money on it.
Well, saving money, not so much.
Yeah,
There's
no,
no
can't
such
really
thing as saving money at Disney.
Only so
don't
much you
go.
can do there. But
Yeah.
I can help you have fun and eat too much. But
See, that's that I'm in favor of. I just gotta save up. So, yeah, cool.
Last time I was at
Space Harrier.
Disney was during the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot.
Oh, that's the best.
And the greatest, burn my memory for the rest of my life, were these people came in with their own homemade shirts that spelled Epcot. And it spelled out every person comes out trash.
yeah, let's go.
It's like this. I gotta hang out with these people. This is great.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, you got to
the
make new
best
friends
thing-
then.
Okay, a very brief story. Again, my wife and I
My wife.
honeymooned
My
throughout
wife.
the Disney parks. We
Humble brag.
didn't time it this well, but we did wind up at Epcot during the Food and Wine Festival. And our first day there was a woman who came up to us like, "Hey, my husband and I, like, we're done, but we bought all these. Do you want them?" And gave us like 10 tickets for the Food and Wine Festivals. Like, oh, fuck yeah.
There you go.
Sounds like you were there at just the right time.
Yeah.
You
God,
got to go.
It was a perfect time.
yeah. Man, last time I was at Epcot, I rode a virtual reality motorcycle set inside the Cave of Wonders.
Oh, a Disney Quest. Yeah,
Yeah.
that long gone, unfortunately. But that
Yeah.
thing, Disney Quest was so much fun, especially if you liked video games, because it was just a really fancy arcade. They even added an actual arcade section with free play
Yeah, I
classic
remember that.
games and a lot of newer games too. I would play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 there. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I said earlier, I have my 90s Disney podcast. We did a whole episode about Disney Quest and that Aladdin ride that they had there.
God,
There's
yeah.
a lot of good stuff there.
I'm gonna have to listen to that because I'm getting nostalgic just thinking about it. But yeah,
It's a good
it's
time.
been-
They built a second one in Chicago, and they're supposed to build more.
David, you're in
not
Chicago. Why didn't you tell me there's a Disney Quest there?
They closed it down, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, they closed it down very shortly after.
Oh,
It did not
fuck.
last
Yeah, it
long.
was open. It was open for like a year, and I think
Yeah.
the year it was open, I did not live here.
The best is in Philadelphia. They had the plot for it, and they dug out the hole for it, and then canceled it. So for a long time, there was this hole in Philadelphia that they just all called the Disney hole.
The Disney hole.
Big old D hole in the middle of Philly.
D hole.
Oh, that's very funny.
That
Fucking
tracks.
good for Disney.
Good for Philly.
Yeah, man.
Good for
Philly deserves a
Again.
big D hole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
What is?
Space Harrier 2.
I was gonna say, what is Philly if not a fantasy zone? No, wait, we're talking about Space Harrier.
There's not much to say about Space Harrier 2, is there?
Yeah.
No, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking-
what we call a Johnny game.
It's a classic Johnny, but it needs to be acknowledged as all games do. Man, what a game, Johnny. I think we need to wrap this thing up, hoist ourselves out of the D hole, and head to the calculating computer to find out who wins tonight's show.
Calculating computer activated.
I'm just trying to say that Yoshi's Cookie is pretty good and you match cookies. Can I say that? Can I? No? Like, fuck, man.
Scoring complete.
This game's winner is
Incredible. Yeah. So I just
Mike
hear something. I'm
Minotti.
like, I wish I could be a bad bitch too.
your game that tune's bad, bitch.
Mike,
Yeah,
you are
it's
the
official,
baddest bitch of Game That Tune.
Thank
Yeah.
you, everybody. I
Rolled
appreciate it.
in, bad bitched up the place, took home the W. Truly fantastic appearance. Congratulations, Mike. You've won the show.
Thank you.
Um,
I earned it. There's no shenanigans. It's just
No.
pure skill.
And this is a strictly no shenanigans show. So
yeah.
your win is completely above board.
I don't want to say I'm a better person than everyone else here, but I mean the score is kind of speaks for itself.
It does. Yeah. No. And that's all that we really care about here. We score each other, and it is a reflection of our worth. And you have the highest score, and therefore are the best.
How
don't wanna
absurd!
You
Thank
don't want to say that, but we all know. We all know.
We all do. So yeah, I don't believe you're coming back for next week's show, but you're welcome to if you'd like. But you do get to pick a theme for our next episode.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
if you got something, hit us with it.
Yes. I think, I was just watching my buddy Dan Riker play Sonic 06 and has a lot of physics-based stuff in it, and it's just terrible. So I want a game with an emphasis on physics. Physics games.
Oh, fun.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's
I
a
like
fun
it.
theme.
Brainy topic.
Yeah.
There you go.
There will be
Chalkboards and lab
yes,
coats.
exactly. I'm gonna have to do
Really
some
good shit.
calculations, but I'm pretty sure we all got something. Let me just establish a baseline here. Would something like, say, Sonic 06, count as a physics game?
Oh,
What if you
yeah.
went back
Oh,
to
sure.
previous Sonic games? Rolling around at the speed of sound, for example.
No, I don't think that quite reaches the baseline levels. Actually, I don't know, because you're right.
Only
Doesn't
Sonic 06 then.
Maybe Sonic 06 is the
Because
baseline.
momentum. He definitely has
Momentum.
momentum in the 2D games,
Mhm.
and that's physics, I believe.
Right.
I think I mean
100%.
Half-Life 2 style. You can pick up objects and throw
Yeah.
them. That's
Yeah,
what
silly-
I mean by
Silly
physics, right?
ragdoll
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I like it. Yeah.
It's the classic Game That Tune. If you can defend it, sure.
Yeah.
Is it too soon to revisit Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild? I feel like it's
Ooh.
probably not, but we'll see.
Physics-y.
I'm sure I got some other physics in my catalog, in my back pocket. So excellent pick, great theme, and man, what a show! Mike, congratulations again on the win. I think you should take this time to again remind people what it is you do, all the things that you do.
Yeah, thank you all so much. That was a ton of fun. But yes, I am Mike Bernardi. I am doing stuff over at Giant Bomb, managing editor at GamesBeat.com. Last of the $10 is my Nintendo podcast, Game Mess Decides, general gaming podcast. And 90s Disney is my 90s Disney podcast. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, man. It was a real pleasure having you. And this is the part of the show where we thank everybody for watching with us. Thank you, everybody watching live. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on twitch.tv/GameThatTune. Thank you, everybody listening in podcast form. Our podcasts come out the following Tuesdays at GameThatTune.com or anywhere that you get your podcasts. We appreciate you guys listening, reviewing, subscribing, all that stuff. We appreciate everybody checking out Patreon, patreon.com/GameThatTune, the home for awesome exclusive podcasts, including Game That Tune Gems, where we listen to music from 30, 20, and 10 years ago. Game That Tune mixtapes that we do from time to time. All kinds of fun stuff that we do on Patreon. And you help us keep the lights on at our 24/7 video game music live stream, gttradio.com, the home for video game music radio on the internet. We appreciate you guys supporting that. Want to, of course, give a special shout out to our Patreon absurd fans. You know who I'm talking about. I know them by heart. I don't have to look at a list of them at all. Fucking, you know I'm talking about. Lance Revere, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Phoenix here 2121, Beast Pond, and the Kerrigan. A fantastic group of Patreon absurd fans. And I actually don't think Lance is a patron anymore. Thank you again, Mike, for being here. Thank you guys for your games tonight. I usually thank a requester here, but Mike took the request spot, and that's all good. Make your requests via our Discord. That's the best place to do it. Check the show notes for the link. Or you can hit us up on our bizarre social media server, GameThatTune.club. Another place to find Game That Tune on the internet. We love hearing from you guys there. And that's going to do it. Mike, you, I believe, were told to provide bonus tunes, and I hope that you did.
I feel like I might have forgotten about that part.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. Oh, that's just not my fault. Oh,
man.
Oof. That's like,
So, well, we've got something. We're gonna need something to fill the end of the show. Then we need.
I can sing something if you want.
Yes, I was actually gonna suggest that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, no bonus tunes tonight. Mike's gonna take us home with something very special. So I'll say peace out, everybody, and turn it over to him.
Rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around, have to keep moving on. Guess what lies ahead? Only one way to find out. Must keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing, follow my plan instead. Trusting in what you can't see. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me, set me free. Trust me and we will escape from the city. I'll make it through. Follow me.
All right.